Rewind to future Justin. I filmed this video yesterday, and I know a lot of you are really upset about the way Unity has handled this whole situation. And I also agree that the way that they've communicated all of this was horrendous and definitely needs some work. But as you'll see in the video, I ran a bunch of numbers, and it actually turns out that this change still benefits us way more than doing something like switching to Unreal. So I hope what you see in the rest of this video is valuable to you, and I will also be checking for all the updates and eating popcorn while we watch the drama unfold. Unity messed up. Or did they? By now, you've heard about Unity's new pricing, and I bet you're wondering, will this cost me more? I just got back from doing a ton of research about it, so let me show you what I found. First things first, Unity added a new fee called the Runtime Fee, but it's only for games that get downloaded a lot, so like 200,000 times a lot, which is a very successful game. That is a bunch of people playing your game. And it's great news. If you're just starting your game and your game is growing, this fee isn't going to bother you for a long time. But let's look at what actually changed and how much this is going to cost us. Unity so kindly provided us with a table to break down the cost per download as well as the price based on what plan you have. So I'll leave the links and the FAQ down in the description for you to look for yourself. So to break it down simply, what this table is showing us is that if you have the Unity Personal or the Unity Plus plan, which, side note, the Unity Plus plan is getting discontinued. So if you have the Unity Plus plan, they're basically pushing you up to the Unity Pro plan or down to the Unity Personal plan. I'll get into more of that a little bit later, but to break down this chart, basically if you have Unity Personal, then you have to make over $200,000 on your game, which means you have to be charging for it. So if you're not charging for it, this isn't going to apply. And you have to sell over 200,000 installs. So every time someone downloads and plays your game. So it's not just like someone's not gonna be able to just spam download a bunch of your games. You have to download it and play the game, actually activate the install in order for you to get credit for that install. So this is over a lifetime. So you have to reach this threshold before they even start applying fees and stuff to you. And then if you have the Unity Pro plan, this number goes up a ton. So that's over $1 million worth of revenue that you have to have and 1 million downloads. And the way you can kind of structure this is you can use the Unity Personal plan for up to $200,000 in revenue. So they've removed the $100,000 revenue cap that it used to originally have. Now it's effectively 200,000 is the kind of general idea. And then you can hang out at that revenue cap and wait until your install cap gets hit. And that's basically the kind of idea is once you hit 200,000 installs, then you would upgrade to the Unity Pro plan. And that way you still aren't really getting hit with these fees, but you don't have to pay them monthly until you're super successful already. And then we can go down and look at the per install prices. So once you hit these thresholds, which is super high and takes forever, by the way, after you hit those, then if you're on the personal plan, you get charged 20 cents per install, which if your game's 15 bucks, that's not a ton. And for Unity Pro, it's even less. So it's 15 cents per install based on 1 to 100,000, and then it goes down as your installs get higher and higher. So if you have a super successful game, it's not gonna just like, take you for all your money. The price per install goes down significantly. And also, if you get tons of emerging market downloads, those are also really cheap as well. So, other things to consider. And so in a second, I'll actually show you a couple breakdowns of this so it makes a little more sense. And again, these links are down in the description if you want to check out the table for yourself. Unity themselves actually gave us an example to check out, but I thought, why should we just trust Unity? So I did a little math on my own for us indie devs. So let's calculate the total revenue and cost for both of the Unity subscription packages. So for this example, the total gross revenue of the year is $250,000 times, let's say we charge $15 for it. So $3,750,000 in revenue. So for the Unity personal cost, if we're on the personal plan, For the first 200,000 downloads, before hitting that revenue threshold, that we are charged $0. And then for the remaining 50,000 downloads, so 50,000 times 20 cents, that would equal $10,000. So the total cost for that year, if we sell 250,000, is $10,000. And so our net revenue we would have made if we sold 250,000 copies at 15 apiece, 3,750,000 minus 10,000 is 3,740,000. So not too bad. Let's do Unity Pro. So this one is a subscription, so you have to pay for it. And the subscription cost for the year right now, Unity Pro, is $2,040. And since the total downloads that we're estimating are 250,000, they're below the 1 million threshold for Unity Pro, so no runtime fee. So the total cost for this year is $2,040. To reiterate, we're still making almost $4 million. We're just subtracting 6,000. So I'd say the cost of doing business is fine. But you might be thinking, what about Unreal Engine? They only take a small part after you make $1 million. So let's see what that really means. Unreal's 5% might seem tiny, but it adds up. So the Unreal Engine cost for the first $1 million we make is going to be $0. But for the remaining $2,750,000, 5% of that is going to equal $137,500. So the net revenue for the year is $3,750,000 minus $137,500, which equals $3,612,500, which is significantly higher than Unity's, what you would pay to Unity. That's over $127,000 less that you get in your pocket than you give to Unity, which is wild to think about because on the front side, Unreal Engine seems super simple, like, oh, it's 5% after $1 million. You're like, wow, if I make $1 million, you can take as much as you want after that. But Unity actually, especially with this new pricing plan that they have, is significantly less, like $127,000 less than Unreal Engine. So that's the difference. And so Unity is still going to be cheaper. Even though it's super complicated math and it looks crazy, based on all the calculations I've done, Unity's going to be cheaper for you. But Unreal Engine makes really cool games. So if you want fancy graphics, it might just be worth it. And in this example, you still made $3.5 million, no matter what game engine you chose. So if you want the better graphics and you will pay a little bit more for better graphics, go with Unreal Engine. Games are always changing, and there's new ways to play, new tech, and new ways to make money. So where do Unity and Unreal fit in? Unity is like a Swiss Army knife. It does a lot. PC games, VR games, mobile, even web games. With VR getting big, Unity really wants to be the top choice, and with Apple Vision Pro coming to the market, Unity is really your only choice for VR. So making your game available everywhere you can be smart, and Unity helps with that. Unreal Engine is a powerhouse. Have you ever played Fortnite? Unreal Engine. So if you dream of a big hit with amazing graphics, Unreal is your friend. But remember that big power comes with a price, a 5% fee, which as we just looked at is pretty significant. So if your game becomes super popular, that fee might not seem so big, but because you're making millions and millions of dollars. Let's step back, chat a little bit more about Unity's fee. So Unity says this fee helps them make their tool better. And every time someone gets your game, they also get a little bit of Unity, that runtime software. And so Unity says that this money that they're taking with these fees is really to just help make that system better, make the games run faster and whatnot. Hopefully Unity sticks to their word and they give us some cooler stuff. And don't forget that this fee only starts after a ton of downloads. And by then, you're already winning, you're already making tons of money, and you're already selling tons of copies. So at the end of the day, Unreal, Unity, it's really up to you. Both have good and bad points. Unity's flexible and kind to smaller game makers, but Unreal is powerful, and it's usually used for AAA games. So whatever your pick, remember that your ideas, your hard work, and your love for the game really matters the most. The tools help, but it's your touch and it's your impact on the game that's going to make it sell well. So don't fret too much about what game engine you want to use. Pick one that seems interesting to you and go with that one. A tool is just a tool, and you should be able to develop games with whatever tool that you have available. And so it's all about just getting that game finished. And so if you don't finish the game, none of this is going to matter. So I hope this helped. I hope this broke it down a little better for you. And if you like this kind of content, I'm going to be doing a lot more of this. So subscribe if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next one.